Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Now, in a previous video, I showed you how we could take those little party poppers and convert them into an extremely powerful confetti cartridge. These are basically just water bottles charged with hydroxy gas, packed tight with colored dots punched out of construction paper, and held in place with fire-resistant party streamers I got from the dollar store. If we try touching an open flame to the streamer, you can see it really doesn't burn, and that's good because we're gonna have a live match going off inside of there. You can see that no matter what direction the bottle is in, for the most part, the confetti stays near the top, and that's what we want. Now for this video, I thought it'd be fun to make a Tripwire trigger board for setting these things off remotely or safely from a distance. This is the basic idea of how our Tripwire trigger board is gonna work. Simply remove the safety switch, position the trigger any direction you want, and when this switch gets tripped, that's when all the fun begins. It's quite a bit easier to make than it looks, so let's dive right in and I'll show you how. For our Boobytrap mounting board, I went to the hardware store and found a scrap piece of pine common board and cut it so it's 8 inches long and 5 inches tall. Now, if you want to get fancy, just throw it on your wood router and route the edges. That gives it a really clean and professional look. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can even give it a camouflage paint job. That just makes it look really clean and professional wherever you put it. Now for functionality, I'm going to start off with our lantern battery. I'm going to place it right in the center of the board here. But before we secure this in place, it's a good idea to take our trigger mechanism and make sure that there's enough clearance to clear that lantern battery, because this will give us the option to place it down, up, or even sideways, depending on what setting and what use we're going to use it for. Aside from that, we're bringing back the hydrogen generator to split water into hydrogen and oxygen gas, filling up a water bottle and mounting all these components to this board. So let's go ahead and put it all together now. Now you're gonna need some kind of an insulated copper cord. I just went down to the thrift store and bought a cell phone charger for about $1. Cut the head off, split it down the center, and just like that, we've got 2 insulated copper wires that are gonna be perfect for this project. Okay, that looks pretty awesome. Using one of the bottle caps, I'm going to rig up a system that'll allow us to easily swap out igniters, so this system will be reusable and you won't have to keep hot gluing igniters in every time you use it. The way to do that is to poke a small hole through the cap, run both wires, and then hot glue it from both sides. And we're going to hot glue the wires as well so they keep a little bit of a distance from each other and they don't accidentally short out inside the bottle. I'm also going to be using some of these homemade igniters we made in one of our rocket projects. It uses a match and one thin wire to ignite with electricity. And all triggered by one of these clothespin tripwire mechanisms that I'll show you how to make in a future project. So theoretically, this is how the system's gonna work. We've got a 6-volt lantern battery that can set off a match by itself, but we've rigged it up with a circuitry so there are 2 broken circuits. As long as this circuit is open, there's no way that match can light, but once we close that, the only switch left waiting to be activated is the clothespin. When the centerpiece gets pulled out, these electrical contacts will slam shut, shooting electricity through the igniter, which will flare up, light off the gas, and make a surprisingly powerful explosion, which will make a huge mess that somebody's gonna have to clean up. Now, if you've ever used a firearm, you know there's a safety feature that'll block you from pulling the trigger prematurely. In the same respect, I've added a safety feature to this where a pin has to be pulled out first before you can actually initiate the tripwire. From here, all we have to do is remove the cap, insert the igniter, set it in the system, and it's pretty much charged and ready to go at that point. So now that we've got this beautiful contraption built, there's a lot of different ways that we can integrate it. In fact, the imagination is probably your only limitation. You could use it anywhere. One of these worked up in a break room works great for pranking one of your fellow employees. Rig this contraption through the microwave, hide it in the wastebasket, and when they go to grab their lunch, they're gonna be in for a major surprise. Another idea is to mount this contraption on the door frame in the bathroom or some other room that doesn't get used very often. Use something like double-sided sticky tape to stick it to the wall, rig the fishing line to the back of the door, and very carefully set the trigger. The next time someone walks through that door unsuspectingly, they're probably gonna end up making a huge mess of their own. So guys, it's important to remember this is actually a really dangerous project. These are not the kind of pranks you'd want to play on your coworkers. These are more the kind of jump scare pranks you'd play on me. But this concept could easily be adapted to make a tripwire alarm, an airsoft grenade. You could use this system to light fireworks safely from a distance, or even make a zombie perimeter breach so you get a heads up on when they're coming. So there you have it guys, that's how to make a Boobytrap tripwire trigger board. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next project video. Talk to you then. I forgot my earplugs. I did too. Dang it! That hurt a lot.